Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Is divine grace of Charanada Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shilpar ki Anantagaran Vaishnava Vranda ki. Namacharya Shri Harirasa Thakur ki. Founder Charge of Iskcon of ki. Iskcon Guru Vrinda ki. Prem Sikho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopina Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhana ki. Jamuna Mai ki. Ganga Mai ki. Bhakti Devi ki. Tulasi Rani ki. Shri Vrindavana Dhama ki. Navadvaya Pradama ki. Shri Purushottama Kshetra Jagannath Paridama ki. Shama Vedavakta Vrinda ki. Prihatme Danga ki. Shri Shri Harinama Sankirtan Jagya ki. Book distribution ki. Shriman Bhagavatam distribution ki. Government all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
Jaya Radha Madhava
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana 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 Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari श्रीरावणचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज विहारी 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 जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय गुरुदेवा 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 श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील गुरुदेव की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Hare Krishna, welcome back to our Srimad Bhagavatam discussion this morning. We are reading from chapter 1, canto 1, Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 1, titled Questions by the Sages, and we are doing text 9. Tatra tatrāņjasāyuṣmān bhavata yadviniṣchitam pumsām ekāntatah śreyas tannah samśhitum arhasi. Tatra tatrāņjasāyuṣmān bhavata yadviniṣchitam pumsām ekāntah śreyas tannā samśhitum arhasi. Tatra tatrāņjasāyuṣmān bhavata yadviniṣchitam pumsām ekāntatah śreyas tannā samśhitum arhasi. Tatra tatrāņjasāyuṣmān bhavata yadviniṣchitam pumsām ekāntatah śreyas tannā samśhitum arhasi. Tatra tatrāņjasāyuṣmān bhavata yadviniṣchitam pumsām ekāntatah śreyas tannā samśhitum arhasi. Tatra tatrāņjasāyuṣmān bhavata Pumsam ekantata shreya Tanna samshitum arhasi. Vaishnavis. Tatra tatranjasa yushman bhavata yad vinishchitam pumsam ekantata shreyas tanna samshitum arhasi. Tatra tatranjasa yushman bhavata yad vinishchitam pumsam ekantata shreyas tanna samshitum arhasi. Tatra thereof, tatra thereof, anjasa made easy, Ayushman blessed with the long duration of life, Bhavata by your good self, yet whatever Vinishchitam ascertained, Pumsam for the people in general, Ekantataha absolutely, Shreyaha ultimate good, Tat that na to us, Samshitam to explain, Arhasi deserve. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Please therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, worship of the Acharya is recommended. The Acharyas and Goswamis are always absorbed in thought of the well-being of the general public, especially their spiritual well-being. Spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. The Acharyas therefore give directions in spiritual well-being for people in general. Foreseeing the incompetencies of people in this age of Kali, or the iron age of quarrel, the sages requested that Suta Goswami give a summary of all revealed scriptures, because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. The sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which is the ultimate good for the people. The condemned state of affairs of the people of this age is described as follows. Om ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshuran militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Romapada Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pacharya Deshatarini. Namo Mahabhadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishi Namo Namo. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So, again one more time the text. Please therefore, being blessed with many ears, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. So, in this chapter, in the last few verses, Suta Goswami was glorified to be the bona fide speaker for this Srimad Bhagavatam. And then in this text, the first question out of the 6 questions that the sages are going to ask over the next few chapters is asked. So what is the first question that they are asking? Yeah. What is the ultimate good? Absolute and ultimate good. Right? It's, what is it? Ekantata Shreyas. Shreyas means ultimate good, and Ekantata means the most absolute. And so they are asking that question. And before they ask the question, even they kind of again qualifying or glorifying Suta Goswami with the appropriate words. Basically, they are saying that Ayushman, they are blessed with long duration of life. And then the other aspect of it that they are asking is also Anjasa. What is Anjasa means? Easy, make it easy. Right? So, as they are glorifying Suta Goswami, Prabhupada writes in the purport, the first sentence of the purport is, worship of the Acharya is recommended. So, in order for us to acquire any knowledge, we have to first glorify or worship the Acharya. Then only we will be able to receive that knowledge in our in the right form and in the right thing. And as Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita also, the worship of the Acharya is recommended. In chapter 13, text 8, it mentions the different qualities of knowledge. What is knowledge consists of? And it says, amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshantirajjavam acharyopasanam shaucham sthiryam atma vinigraha. And it like that, it lists so many different aspects of knowledge. And one of the aspects of the knowledge that is described in that text is acharyopasanam. Acharyopasanam means approaching a bona fide spiritual master and worshipping a bona fide spiritual master. And how and in the purport, actually in the text, Lord Krishna explains, all these I declare to be knowledge, and besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. Right? And in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, as for acceptance of the spiritual master, that is essential, because without the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, one cannot progress in the spiritual science. One should approach the spiritual master with all humility and offer him all services so that he will be pleased to bestow his blessings upon the disciple. Because a bona fide spiritual master is the representative of Krishna, if he bestows any blessings upon his disciple, that will make the disciple immediately advanced without the disciples following the regulative principles. Or the regulative principles will be easier for one who has served the spiritual master without reservation. I mean, even to the extent that the disciple doesn't even have to follow the regulative principles if he is able to please the spiritual master. Of course, Prabhupada kind of concludes that just by serving and submissively the spiritual master, the regulative principles will be easier to be followed. Right? In the case of Srila Prabhupada also, initially when all these Western hippies came and joined him, I mean, they were not following any regulative principles, but just simply by serving Srila Prabhupada with that mood of submissiveness, they were able to immediately, I mean, even when Prabhupada gave them initiation, the first initiation, I mean, they didn't know what was the regulator principles. And so then they went and asked Prabhupada, what are we supposed to do? And Prabhupada said, 1, 2, 3, 4. They were like, oh, what? Did we sign up for this? Right? But because of their mood to submissive and be serious, that's what made them qualified. Right? And that's how, and because of, that's actually Prabhupada says elsewhere, that is the first qualification, becoming submissive and serious to serve the spiritual master. Unless otherwise we are able to do that in that mood of submissiveness and seriousness, then we won't be able to achieve anything. That acharyopasanam, that's very important, right? And there are numerous examples. I mean, even Srila Prabhupada, his own example, right? I mean, he went through so much austerity and turbulence in his life just to serve his spiritual master's instructions. And in the scriptures also, I mean, we have the example of Lord Ramachandra. I mean, when Vishwamitra comes to Dasharath and asks, I want to take Lord Ramachandra to kill some demons. I mean, Dasharath was not willing to give up the association, but Ramachandra himself convinced his father to go with Vishwamitra. And then, of course, it is described that Lord Ramachandra and Lakshmana, they went with Vishwamitra and they were put in charge of protecting this yajna that the sages were performing in the forest. And it is described that for 6 days they had to stay awake without sleeping the whole day and night, because they were waiting for the demons and they were waiting for this yajna to be completed. And on the 6th day, these fellows show up, Maricha and, what is it, Subala, right? Subal. They show up. And then, of course, Ramachandra and Lakshman, they kill these demons. And then they said, they go to Vishwamitra and say, goodbye, my job is finished. Did they say that? No. No, you didn't know. You were not there. No, they didn't say that. They went to, Lord Ramachandra actually went to Vishwamitra, because he took Vishwamitra as his spiritual master. And he went to Vishwamitra and he asked him, what else can I serve you? That's the mood that we have to develop. It's not that, okay, we get a service and then we say, we do that service and when we want to get out of that service. Right? Especially for the spiritual master. It's not a burden to be relieved, it's actually a burden of love. That's the way we have to perform the service. And it is said that eternal pleasure and success are achieved by only worshipping and serving the Acharya, the spiritual master. And so that is what Acharyopasanam, right? And Prabhupada says that the worship, and of course the scriptures also says, worship of Acharya is recommended. And then the next thing here it said that the question that these sages are asking is, what is the ultimate absolute good for people? And they want it in a anjasa, easily understandable way. Why make it easy? Why they are asking for easy? Everybody can follow. Yeah. Yeah. And you? Yeah, the next verse will actually answer, right? The next verse, it actually in the purport also, Srila Prabhupada says that it's the condemned state of this affairs of the people of this age is described. And it's, of course, I mean, we are going to read that verse tomorrow, but I just want to mention, it's, what is that next verse say? Prayenalpashu sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahi upadrutaha. Basically, in this age of iron, age of Kali, men have short lives, right? Manda sumanda matayo manda bhagyahi upadrutaha. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. And that's why the sages knew that this is the condition of the people of this age of Kali that's oncoming. And so that's why they were asking, just keep it very simple. Just one short statement. What is it? The ultimate good. What is the absolute ultimate good in just one simple statement? Because so that people don't have to, because what happens if you give, like even if we are writing something, right, email or something, I mean, we make it so complicated and then we cannot even understand what we are saying ourselves. All the notes that we are taking. Do you ever go back and read the notes? Do you? Not really. So, but then we become so convoluted with our own statements. So what to speak of what is going to be, this statement that Suta Goswami is going to make is going to be for ages to come, for all types of people. And so they want it to be very easy, and so that people even in this age of Kali, because as it says that the people in this age of Kali, they are manda bhagya and manda mataya, right? They are not very intelligent. They don't know how to even perform any austerity, and that's why they cannot perform any yogic practices or meditation and all those things, because those things need more intelligence and more longer life. Because like meditation, I mean, it takes it took sages in Satya Yuga tens of thousands of years to perfect. And you cannot just sit in a dark room and focus on your nose for maybe 10 minutes a week and think that you're going to perfect your meditation technique. Right? So it's very difficult, and Prabhupada says that yogic life begins with indriya niyama, basically controlling the senses, and it's very difficult to control the senses in this age of Kali. And so, that's why the sages are asking for this to be very simple, very straightforward. Anjasa, right? In Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in his commentary, he says that basically the Shaunaka Rishi is asking on behalf of all these sages just for one statement that reveals what is the one thing that's absolute good for all people. Right? And in turn, Suta Goswami is going to explain in the second chapter, I think text 9 or so, he is going to explain that one statement he is going to make. And of course, if it is just one statement that is going to give us all good, absolute ultimate good, then what is the need of all this 12 cantos, 18 volumes? Why? Why did Vyasadeva had to compile?
We need to be convinced with that one statement that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. That's what.
Yeah. Very good. Prabhu has a.
Technology rules. The one statement that he's going to say is that this Bhagavatam is the one statement.
Yeah.
That everything is in the Bhagavatam.
Yeah, exactly. So it is actually the same statement or the same concept is repeated again and again and again and again, the whole entire 12 cantos. And basically, it's described through different pastimes and different experiences of different personalities, so that people can understand. Because again, what is that? Manda mataya, right? In this age, people are very unintelligent. It has to be repeated and repeated, and even then we don't get it, right? So, as Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur says, that the thing that is explained here is the need for establishing our relationship with Krishna, and the need for performing pure devotional service for the pleasure of Lord Krishna. That's what the ultimate good is. And that same aspect, the same concept, is described in various different forms in these different texts, in these different chapters and cantos, and so that people can actually easily understand by the experience, through the experience of the personalities who actually exhibited or who performed this, who followed that statement. And then the next thing is mentioned is Shreyas, right? Shreya. What is Shreya means? Ultimate good. Ultimate good, not just good, ultimate good. Right? There should not be anything better than this. That is the ultimate good. And Srila Prabhupada explains in his lectures and in various places. Basically, there are two kinds of benefits. One is preyas, and the other one is shreyas. And preyas is, what is preyas? Preyas is if something very pleasing, but immediately. That's what basically, and that relates to the sense gratification aspect of it. Something that pleases our senses, and we think that that is the benefit. But Shreyas is actually like ultimate goal, ultimate good, the best thing in the long term, right? Like in the case of, if we take an example, like a child, right? What is Shreyas for a child? Playing. He wants to play. He doesn't want to go to school, right? Because they want to, all day long, they can play. But what is Shreyas for the child? To go to school, right? So that they can get educated and they can become better person in the future. So that's, and it is described that even the moksha, the liberation, doesn't stand chance in front of Shreyas, the ultimate good that's been described here, right? As it is described in 1-6 Srimad Bhagavatam, Savaipam Samparo Dharmo Yato Bhakti Radhokshaji Ahaitukiya Pradihata Yayatma Suprasidati. So the ultimate, the supreme occupation for all humanity is by which men can attain loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated, uninterrupted, to completely satisfy the self. So that is the ultimate good, pure unalloyed devotional service. And so, and it also, and the sages also qualify that by saying that it has to be ekantataha. It has to be not only ultimate good, but absolutely ultimate good. Right? So they are even making it more stress that it has to be absolute truth, not any temporary kind of truth. And we can see how our acharyas, how they are fixed in Shreya, in making, creating ultimate good for the general people in general, right? Because in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the acharyas and Goswamis are always absorbed in the thought of the well-being of the general public, especially their spiritual well-being, right? So their spiritual well-being, what is, and Prabhupada explains actually, the spiritual well-being is following the Krishna consciousness movement, right? If the society becomes conscious, Krishna conscious and spiritually advanced, the so-called material advancement will automatically be there. There is no scarcity, right? Prabhupada actually in one of his lectures he says that, for example, we have 100 centers and we are simply engaged in Krishna conscious business. So far our material necessities are concerned, we are not badly situated. We are living in a nice house, we are eating nice food stuff, we have nice dress, and the devotees look very nice, bright-faced. What is wrong there? What is the wrong there? So, and Prabhupada goes on to say, but they are not busy earning money or going to the office or going to the factory or so many other sources of business. They are depending on Krishna, and Krishna is supplying to them. And Krishna says, Yogakshemam vahamyaham teshabhimuktanam, right? Yogakshemam vahamyam. Krishna says that if anyone is completely engaged in spiritual advancement of life, then Yogakshemam vahamyaham. I take charge of their yoga and kshema, right? Yoga and kshema means what is not in possession to supply that thing. So Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita that I will protect what you have and I will provide what you lack. That's what Yogakshemam vahamyaham. And kshema means what is already possessed to protect or for welfare activities. So Prabhupada goes on to say, just like if a child is completely dependent on the father, the parent has the sense that my child requires this thing, that thing, so forth. They are already there. He has to, the child doesn't have to bother, right? The parent is going to take care of the child because the child is completely dependent on the parent. And so, Eko bahunam vidadatati kaman, Katha Upanishad. Prabhupada goes on to say, actually Krishna is supplying everything. Whatever you have got, you are eating, whatever you are breathing, you cannot manufacture anything in the factory. Like whatever we are eating, and of course nowadays I guess everything is manufactured, but the root elements are still Krishna is providing, right? And it is supplied by Krishna. And even in the animal, even for the animals, right? Prabhupada always cites the example of the birds, right? Jai Shri Radha Nila Madhava ki jai, Shri Radha Giridhari ki jai, Shri Giridhari Govardhan ki jai, Shri Nitai Gaurachan Nitai Chaitanya Chandra ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Gaura Premanande. So even for the animals, Krishna is providing everything. They don't have to go to any factory or business or office and work 8 hours, 12 hours a day and to make a living. And so Krishna is providing. So therefore the acharyas, so Prabhupada actually concludes that ekantata shreyas means don't spoil this human form of life only for satisfying the animal propensities. You try to advance in spiritual consciousness. That is ekantata shreyas. Right? And in the purport, Prabhupada goes on to explain, the acharyas therefore give directions in spiritual well-being for people in general. So acharyas, they don't write books on mundane things. Those are not called acharyas. And Prabhupada specifically cites Freud's, whatever, how do you pronounce? Freud's philosophy. I mean, some guy who wrote, he's a rascal, his Prabhupada says. Acharya gives direction how one can make advancement in spiritual life. That is the real acharya. And Prabhupada goes on to say in the purport, foreseeing the incompetencies of the people in this age of Kali, or the iron age of quarrel, the sages requested that Sri Suta Goswami to give a summary of all revealed scriptures. because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. So here it is saying that the instructions have to be taken from the scriptures. And of course there are so many different scriptures, and so-called acharyas, I said specifically so-called acharyas, they cite so many different scriptures to come up with their own conclusions, right? But Prabhupada says that acharya means, just like Goswamis, they would read all the scriptures and take the essence of it and give it to his disciple, that you act like this, because he knows what to give and how to manipulate so that it is his ekantata shreyas can be achieved. The ultimate good for that disciple or the person that is following that acharya can be achieved. Therefore, acharya knows how to adjust things, at the same time keep pace with the spiritual injunction. That is the acharya. It is not that the same thing has to be applied everywhere. He is eager to engage actually the people in the real benefit of life. The means may be different. So the acharyas may give different instructions to different disciples, different personalities, based on what is the ekantata shreyas, how that person can achieve that ekantata shreyas, because of the propensities, because of the gunas that the personality has, right? And Srila Prabhupada often cites his own example, his own Guru Maharaj's example, right? Bhakti Siddhanta was the first one of the sannyasis to actually go in motor cars. Before that, I mean, you are not, if you take a motor car or any motorized vehicle, then if a sannyasi takes a motorized vehicle, then you are no good. Right? And but Bhakti Siddhanta, Saraswati Thakur, I mean, he actually, he allowed the sannyasis to take motor cars. Of course, and the reason being, I mean, they are not driving it for sense gratification. They are not going around to, you know what, right? I mean, they are actually doing that to create ekantata shreyas for people, to preach to people, right? And even in the old days, I mean, Jain sannyasis, right? They used to cover, even of course now also they cover, and they didn't used to take any vehicles. I mean, even like in my place, we used to have a Jain temple, and they always used to, I mean, somebody has to wipe when they walk in front of them, they had to actually wipe the place and so forth. Yeah, no shoes and nothing. And so there, but the thing is, but now, I mean, everybody is going. And even in the case of Bhakti Siddhanta, he actually even sent people across the ocean. Because prior to that, I mean, if you cross the ocean, then your sannyas is no good. But Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur allowed people to go across the oceans and do the preaching, right? So, and then the next statement here it is made is inquired. Suta Goswami, the sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which is the ultimate good for the people. And so it's basically because of the age of the Kali is coming, so they are actually they are asking for how even such personalities can also be get benefit from this one simple statement that would cause ekantata shreya, the absolute ultimate benefit. And today also happens to be the disappearance day of Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami. So I wanted to share some past, at least the life and pastimes of Srila Gopala Bhatta Goswami. Um, Gopal Bhatta Goswami was the son of Venkata Bhatta, the chief priest of Srirangam temple. And so it is described that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was visiting South India, when he was going, doing his South India yatra, he came to Srirangam, where he he took bath in Kaveri, river Kaveri, that's flowing next to Srirangam. And Srirangam is the, everybody knows that it is the, like the top seat of Sri Vaishnava tradition. And it's also the beautiful temple of Ranganatha Swami, Sri Ranganatha Swami temple. And so when Lord Chaitanya came to take bath in Kaveri, as soon as he was there, people got attracted to him, because just looking at his beautiful form, people were mesmerized. And they started following him. And so Mahaprabhu came to take darshan of Sri Ranganatha Swami with beautiful singing that he was doing, and he was dancing. And it is described that when people were looking at how Mahaprabhu was dancing, it's like molten gold is flowing in the courtyard of, in front of Ranganatha Swami. And everybody was mesmerized. And Venkata Bhatta was there, and he saw Mahaprabhu, and as soon as he saw Mahaprabhu, he felt like this is a very special personality. I mean, he never met him before, he never heard about him before, but as soon as he saw him, he felt that this was a very special personality. And so Ranganatha Swami temple is always busy. There are thousands of people. I mean, just like if you go to Tirupati Balaji, it's like almost close to Tirupati Balaji, not that many people, but it's almost close. So it's always like a crowd there in Ranganath temple. And so so Venkata Bhatta came and cleared the way so Mahaprabhu can continue to do his kirtan and dancing. And then after the ecstatic kirtan, Mahaprabhu kind of goes into ecstasy and falls down. And then when he regains his senses, then Venkata Bhatta approaches Mahaprabhu and inquires him about who he is and why he is coming. And so Mahaprabhu says that he is kind of visiting different kshetras, Tirtha kshetras in the South India, and so that's how he came here. And so then Venkata Bhatta, he is the chief priest of Sri Vaishnava tradition in Lord Ranganatha's temple. And so Venkata Bhatta requests Mahaprabhu, my home is right next to the temple. If you could please come and bless us by honoring prasadam and taking some rest at my place. And so Mahaprabhu accepts. And so Mahaprabhu goes to Venkata Bhatta's home, and then they nicely serve him prasadam, and then after him taking some rest, then Mahaprabhu gets ready to leave. And then Venkata Bhatta kind of doesn't want to. I mean, even though he met only a few hours before, he doesn't want to leave the association of Mahaprabhu. And so he goes to Mahaprabhu and requests Mahaprabhu that please, why don't you stay back, because this is anyway Chaturmas started just then. So during the Chaturmas, anyway sannyasis are not supposed to travel because it's kind of, because sannyasis are austere, right? I mean, they are only walk. And so it's very, during the rainy season, it's muddy and it's not very conducive for them to stay outdoors because of the rain and so forth. So normally sannyasis stay in one place and do Krishna Katha during the Chaturmas time. So why don't you please stay here, and this is the holiest of all the dhams, because it's actually it is considered as the is number 2 of the Divya Kshetra, right? Number 1 is of course Vaikunta, and the number 2 is Srirangam. Is the out of all the 108 Divya Deshas that Sri Vaishnavas considered as the holiest of all the places. Srirangam is the number 2 spot. So this is the holiest of all the places. So so please stay back and let us have your association. And so Mahaprabhu, seeing the sincere mood of Venkata Bhatta, and of course Venkata Bhatta had this young son, Gopal, who was only, I think, 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old. That's what, according to different accounts, is 6 years old. But he was already very fond, even just with that few hours association, he got very close to Lord Chaitanya. And he took the remnants and he took the charanam. As soon as Mahaprabhu came, they washed his feet, and he got the opportunity to get the charanamrit and also the Mahaprasad remnants. And so they were very attached, and so Venkata Bhatta made Gopal as personal servant of Mahaprabhu for those 4 months. So every day Gopal had, like very personal, close association of Mahaprabhu. Can you imagine what's the good fortune? Of course, it's the same story that you hear even in the case of Raghunath Das Goswami or Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, right? They also, the same situation happened. They were also 5 or 6 year old boys, and their parents put them in charge of serving Mahaprabhu when they visited their homes. And I think, I don't remember Raghunath Das or Raghunath Bhatta, it was also Chaturmas. But Mahaprabhu stayed for a long duration in their home also. So I guess if we want our children to be Goswamis, then you have to get Chaturmas and serve 4 months for a sannyasi. So anyway, so Gopal had the good fortune of associating with Mahaprabhu for those 4 months, and then Mahaprabhu, when he decided to leave, Gopal couldn't leave him. He said, "I want to come with you." He was only 6 years old, but he was so attached to Mahaprabhu, and he said, "I want to come with you." And Mahaprabhu said, "No, you have a purpose in your life." And so he actually initiated Gopal right there when he was 6 years old, Gopal Bhatta. And so Mahaprabhu told Gopal that take care of your elderly parents, and after they pass away, you come to Vrindavan. You go to Vrindavan, and there you will have your purpose of life will be revealed. And so Gopal Bhatta said, "Please stay for at least some more days." And so Mahaprabhu stayed a few more days, and then he left. And then after his parents passed away, Gopal Bhatta traveled to Vrindavan. And there, of course, he didn't find Mahaprabhu, because Mahaprabhu was staying in Puri at the time. And so then he met Rupa and Sanatana. And Rupa and Sanatana immediately knew that this personality is a very special personality, and so they took him under his wing. And then they basically revealed the teachings of Mahaprabhu and put him in service to the different, basically his service was to take the scriptures and before that, actually, Gopal's uncle, or his father's brother, is Prabodhananda Saraswati. He's a very learned scholar at the time. And so Gopal Bhatta had the good fortune of learning all the scriptures from Prabodhananda Saraswati. And so Rupa and Sanatana basically asked Gopal Bhatta to kind of bring all from all these scriptural injunctions, condense them into how to worship the deities and how to perform different ceremonies, religious ceremonies and spiritual ceremonies and so forth. So Gopal Bhatta compiled all those various different books, and some of the books that he wrote are Sat Sandarbha Karika, Sri Krishna Vallabha, Krishna Karanamritaka. Jai Shri Shri Radha Nila Madhava ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Giridhari ki Jai, Shri Shri Giriraj Govardhan ki Jai, Shri Shri Nitai Gaurachandra Nitai Chaitanya Shila Prabhupada Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. And also he wrote Satkriya Saradipika. This is the basically the Vaishnava Samskara Vidhi book. And also he wrote Laghu Haribhakti Vilasa and Digdarshana Tika. And so it is described that actually Maharaj was explaining during the Japa retreat this past weekend that he actually, Haribhakti Vilasa, also he actually wrote and he presented it to Sanatana Goswami. And one of the requests that he made to Sanatana Goswami is that don't put my name, that I am the author of this. So Sanatana Goswami, of course, indirectly gives the credit to Gopal Bhatta. And then, then Gopal Bhatta also is famously known for his deity, right, Radha Raman. And so it is described that one time he was, I think it Mahaprabhu, he came in after Mahaprabhu passed away. Mahaprabhu left this planet. He, because Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he was very sad, and so he was very morose. And so one time Mahaprabhu comes in his dream and he tells him to go to a pilgrimage in Nepal, Gandaki River near Himalayas. So Gopal Bhatta Goswami goes on that pilgrimage. Then as he was doing his morning duties, Arghya in the Gandaki River, he uses his, what do you call, tumbler or kamandala, what, to take some water from the river, and then he gets some Shaligram Shilas, because Gandaki River is the place of Shaligram Shilas. So, and he basically puts them back in the river. But then again, when he tries to take water again, those Shilas come back in the, and he does it few times, and then he feels that it's probably Mahaprabhu's Leela that he has to get these Shilas, and so then he takes those Shilas and back to Vrindavan and starts worshipping those Shilas. He actually gets 12 Shilas, and he starts worshipping those Shilas. And as he was worshipping those things, and one time some wealthy personality visits Vrindavan, and he sees Gopal Bhatta worshipping his Shilas, and so he wants to give some gift to this saintly personalities, and so he gives nice clothing, deity clothing, and nice paraphernalia, jewelry and things for Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And Gopal Bhatta Goswami is like, what am I going to do with these things, because I have Shaligram Shilas, I cannot decorate the Shaligram Shilas with this jewelry and these things. And so then Gopal Bhatta, but he, that person says that just keep it. And so he keeps it, and he was like feeling, oh, how am I going to use, and because he sees the other deities are nicely dressed, and so he had the mood to serve his deities, somehow mood to serve with this nice opulent way. And so one night, after worshipping his Shaligram Shilas, he puts them under a cover and puts them to rest. And then when he wakes up the next morning, out of the, there are only 11 Shilas. The 12th Shila actually is replaced by a small murti of Krishna. And just to fulfill his desire to serve in that form, Lord Krishna himself self-manifested in the form of that in that form of Krishna. And actually, out of all the deities in the established in the Vrindavan by the Goswamis, this is the only self-manifested deity, it is said. And so then, of course, Gopal Bhatta becomes very joyous, and he decorates. And so even now you can, it's said, I mean, I haven't seen the back of the deity, but it is said that on the back of the Krishna, Radha Raman, his name is Radha Raman, and Radha Raman, there is actually the markings of like on Shaligram Shilas that we have. So it's actually manifested from the Shaligram Shila. Shaligram Shila turned into. And so he decorates, and he has a nice festivities and so forth. And so so Radha Raman has become a very celebrated deity in Vrindavan. And in fact, it is the only original deity by the Goswamis that is still in Vrindavan. All the other original deities by the Goswamis actually had to be taken away to Jaipur during the Mughal raids, but Radharaman was protected in Vrindavan, and is still being worshipped in Vrindavan. So I guess, and so then, Gopal Bhatta is actually also considered Guna Manjari as per Gaura Gandopadesha Deepika. He's eternal participant of in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So I will stop here. Any comments, any suggestions on, or any sharing of things? That's, yeah, very good point. Yeah. Oh yeah, the Deepa that they have, it's supposedly it was started since the first worship of Radharaman, and it still goes on. It never stops.